So 2024 has been crazy. And before I tell you about 2024, I have to tell you about how exactly I got here. So back in 2023, everyone knows that I've talked to. I literally told them that like, yo, I went to New York and my whole life changed. And I was like, yo, I don't want to be scared anymore. I want to live like a life where I just go after everything I want. Well, this led up to a crazy year. Like literally in 2023, I found out that my mom had cancer like in the middle of the summer. At that same time, I was getting my first location. And then at that same time, I was traveling from city to city, helping record for a clothing brand. And through every single thing that was going on, it was like the highest moment and then it was like the lowest moment at the same time. And I know that was like a time when like I just kept praying all the time to like try to make sure that everything was all good. Like nothing was in my control and I feel like everything was just happening and it was just moving like that. And when I got my location, I got my keys, like I hit the ground running. Literally as soon as I got the keys, like I had the place built out in like 2 months. I did it by myself with my friends and my family, and we in there painting and all that stuff like that. In the middle of that, I start finding out about like permits. And I would say that's one of the biggest things that I didn't know about, but I was learning about. So I remember I would call up to like the city and like ask them like, yo, like what exactly do I need for the permits? What do I need? What do I need this? And literally it would take 3 months just to get a response back because of that process. And so as I'm going through that, I'm actually like building the studio. People are coming by the studio. They're hosting events there. They're like hanging out, you know what I'm saying? They're renting the space out. And I'm starting to see like, okay, there's motion, there's improvement. Like there's a real following and it's actually like the proof of concept is proved. Like people like the space, people want the space, right? And in the middle of that, I get like a cease and desist letter. And I was talking to lawyers and everything like that. And they were like, no, you're good. Keep moving. And then I remember like 2023 in January, like the first week of January, I got sued. And so that sent me on like a frenzy of like, okay, like what am I going to do? What name am I going to choose? When am I going to change my name? All of that, right? And so, I do what we do best whenever we're down and out. Like, I pray up to God and I'm like, yo, help me out. Please make my path straight and clear. Help me figure this out because, change your name is one thing, but, that's not just changing your name. I've been having this name for like 3 years, and it was all like a lesson because I didn't file for my trademarks. I didn't do the things that was necessary to like protect my intellectual property. And so I just chunked that up as like, okay, God, what I'm saying, is leading me somewhere else. He's leading me to a bigger blessing. And then I came up with my new name, Kahlab Social. And I'm like, man, this is cool. Like, I like it. I remember when you change your name, it's all about branding. So it's like, it's not that you're changing your name. You got to change like the website. You got to change the look, the feel of the brand. You got to change, the logo. You got to change things so that way it seems like it makes sense. And, everything we did, we do is we're collaborating with people. We're being social. We're bringing those two things together. So the name, it fit perfectly. And I filed for my trademark and everything like that. So it's like, okay, I'm like, there's getting some motion, I'm gonna go on a posting spree. I'm gonna post, get people at the location, let people know like what I'm trying to do because I feel like I be feeling that like what I'm doing is so good. And, like people are like, yo, this is dope, it's dope. But at the same time, I also feel that like more people should know. And that will help out because, when you're building a business, like it's not just, oh, I'm building a business and then everyone's going to flock to it. No, you got to like make people flock to it. So I'm starting to feel like, okay, I'm getting some type of motion. And I'm at the same time, bro, I'm contacting the city. Like I'm calling the city like, hey, what do I need for this permit? They're not answering. They're not responding to my emails. Finally, I get a hold of them. They deny my permit application twice. And I actually paid somebody the second time. So the first time I got denied, I did everything myself. The The second time I got denied, I went and actually like paid somebody. So I was all right, I'm gonna find somebody that know what they doing to make sure that we good to go. You know what I'm saying? I pay them, I show them my documentations with the whoop, and they're like, yo, everything is good. Literally, I put my application in, stuff like that. It get denied for the second time. And at this time, this is like, the first 2 weeks into January. And I'm like, bro, come on now. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make it. So with that being said, I start calling the city. I'm calling the city like, hey, what do I need to get my permit? Everything like that. I actually pull up to the fire marshal's office. They didn't take my appointment, but they called me back, and I got in contact with the person that did my application. And he told me what's wrong with the whoop. And then I actually scheduled a meeting for the fire marshal to come by to the location and come check it out before I even, finish it. They're like, yo, we love your space. It's needed in the city. This is what you have to change, X, Y, and Z. But until you get that, we're going to have to shut your business down. And so I'm like, bro, what you mean shut my business? Like, my head, I'm cool, calm, and collected. But at the same time, I'm thinking, what do you mean shut my business down? Like, how am I supposed to, pay this rent? How am I supposed to pay everything, And it brought me to like a low moment. And right now it feels good just to even say this because it's hard. Like, I legit tried my hardest to like do everything the right way. I tried my hardest to be smart. I tried my hardest to be ahead of things, and that happening, like, it was very disheartening. Like, I remember when I got denied, I was actually recording myself a video basically launching the new name, and I got denied. I was like, oh my goodness. Then I launched the name, and then a week, 2 weeks later, like, my business got shut down. And so right now I'm at a point where I'm like, bro, 2024 is crazy. It's 2023. I thought 2023 was crazy. Like, I went from, being corporate America to, all right, I'm gonna do my own thing, to everything is cool. I'm hustling, I'm grinding, I'm figuring it out, to my mom having cancer, I'm traveling, to me having a new location. Like, all this stuff is like happening. And so I'm like, okay, it's gonna get better. Like, my breakthrough, like my moment. I'm praying to God, like, my moment is coming. And then 2023, it was actually really good financially at the beginning of 2023. And then, boom, you get sued. Boom, your business gets shut down. And I'm like, man, I went from up here to down here to up here, right here. And I'm at a point where I'm like, bro, what do I do? And the only answer that I have is like, okay, I'm going to keep doing what I can, but just give all my problems to God and like let him figure it out. So if you're watching this, I want to just say thank you for taking the time to sit here and watch me talk about my journey, everything that I'm going through. If there's any type of support you can lend me, advice or encouragement, go in the comments below and like let me know. But what I'm doing is I'm really explaining this, and I'm breaking it down so that way anybody else that will ever experience anything like what I have, they can look at this video and know that, like, okay, it's not figured out yet, but it's okay to try. And at first, Aaliyah said, at first you're gonna succeed, dust yourself off and try again. So with that being said, I failed my driver's license test, I think twice or 3 times. I'm not gonna lie, I think I failed my driver's license test 3 times. So this is my 3rd time I'm gonna apply for my permits, and I'm gonna get my permits. I'm gonna get it together because I've never been someone to quit when it gets hard. But I will say what it has brought me to is just like more enhanced like prayer. I even picked up the Bible and, was like, all right, I'm gonna just pick it up and read a random verse to see if it sparked me, because I'm at a point where all I have is my faith, but I know that my ideas are good. I know that like God wouldn't give me anything I can't handle. So all I have is my faith right now, and I'm just moving on that. But I had to update you on what 2024 is looking like. It's still bright though. Trust and believe the rest of 2024 is gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a lot of abundance. But 2024, that means it's a new season ahead, because that's why it's getting so hard. So if you're here, you're still watching, thank you, and I'll see you next time.